Hey y'all, welcome to Venom Central. Fierce, fascinating education.
Hey you guys, Bothrops feeding behavior. This is part 2. We're going to feed the adults today, and it's going to be a live feeding. So we're going to see what happens. Are they going to hang on? Are they going to bite and let go? We're going to run the test on the big ones today, so hang in there. Hey everybody, before we get started, we want to thank our special supporters. I mean, you guys have gone the extra mile for us, especially during these hard times, and we truly appreciate it. We want to thank Steven Stewart Music
And Dan McCarty for your generous donations. Thank you so much. We're very grateful.
You guys stay tuned. We got a good episode coming up. Okay guys, we're going to start out today feeding the juveniles again. And we're going to do a couple frozen thawed, a couple live. And we're going to test our theory with this, that the young ones always bite and hang on. They are like grease lightning, ain't they? And notice the damn bite placement. Look at that, where he's got it. The same place they were biting the live rodents. I mean, they think these things are live. They're heated up pretty good. They're thawed out really well. But the little ones hang on. I mean, they don't bite and release. Now, my adults, we're going to feed the big ones today, okay? And 90% of the time, my big ones will bite and release. Just once in a blue moon, they'll bite and hang on, and it confuses me why they do it. I don't know why. Sometimes they prefer to hang on, but most of the times they don't. And from everything that we've been studying about BMV is that the venom in the adults is it metamorphosizes into a different venom from the young ones. They actually get more toxic as they get older. So I don't know. But anyways, that little guy, he's going to hang on like a bulldog. We're going to buzz through a couple more of these. And we're going to feed one of these live too and see if we have the same scenario as last time. All right, let's try another one. Let's make him work for it a little bit. Well, it's a little female. Now, this snake is in shed, actually, too, but be interesting to see if she still feeds. I mean, oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at the bite placement. The exact same place. See, this is the kind of stuff that that interests me. I mean, they can bite it anywhere. They choose to bite this right behind the head. I mean, look at that. And they ain't going to let go of it. The little ones just don't let go. I mean, every time they bite it right behind the damn head. I mean, is that by preference or is that by luck? I don't think that's luck. I think that is a skill set that these little shits have. But, yeah, she's not going to let go of it. Okay, we're going to jump over and we're going to feed yet another one, but we're going to try a live fuzzy this time. Okay, now we're going to offer this little youngster a live prey item. And now I'm interested to see if this one grabs it in the same position, because that will be 6 out of 6. Bite placement exactly in the same spot. And every one of them hanging on every time. But let's, yeah, look at that. Look at that, Dee. You see that, babe?
Yep.
Same exact spot every time. Every time. I mean, and snakes, when they hit something, I mean, they usually just try to, you know, bury them fangs in a good meaty place where they can envenomate them. I mean, I've seen the adults bite them in the ass. I mean, and turn them loose. But that's interesting. These little ones, they are just so accurate, and they always drill them right behind the head. Now look at that. That perished quickly.
Wow.
That was immediate.
We're going to put the timer on that one.
You gonna get a timer on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fast.
Yeah, that was immediate. That was immediate.
Thank God.
Thank God, yeah. We don't like to see nothing suffer, but I want answers. I want to know just how accurate they are, why they're biting them, where they're biting them, and why they're hanging on, and why they're releasing. This is just my behavioral studies I do, and we're really into the BMV thing right now. We're reading so much new stuff about BMV.
Honey, Bothrops Moojeni Venom.
Bothrops Moojeni Venom.
BMV. Not everyone's going to know what BMV is.
But anyways, so that's why we're breeding these things, and we're going to hold quite a few back for future breeders. And a good deal of these are going to go to a lab here this summer too, because this is a hot item right now when it comes to the pharmaceutical world is BMV, Bothrops Moojeni Venom. It's got a big medical significance right now. But all right, we're gonna let this little girl enjoy her rodent, and
Timer went off.
we thought it was the ghost. It was the timer. Honey, stand here.
Yes.
Don't let that snake jump out of there.
I won't.
Let me hit the timers back on. It's the ghost. It's the ghost of Venom Central. Hold on, I gotta put the. All right, there we go. We're back in business, y'all.
The electricity went out.
Oh, I got a story about
that's not even funny.
I got a story about electricity going out and feeding snakes. Oh my God. I'll tell you what.
Yay, story time.
Maybe I'll tell you all that here soon. But all right, y'all, we're gonna let this little girl eat, and we're gonna move over and start out with Big Mama, with the mother to these babies we just fed. And she's gravid again. She's due to have babies here. Yeah, well, she's due to have them about another 4 months. But she's pretty ravenous right now. So we're going to feed her a live prey at them. And we're going to try the male. We want to see who kills quicker, who hangs on, who lets go. I think that they're both going to bite and let go. And literally, 90% of the time, that's what they do as adults. But we're going to run it and see. Hey, you guys, we're going to feed the adults now. And what I got to do is because I don't want to miss the strike sequence. And I want to be able to see it all and to film it all. So I'll move the little GoPro over here. But I've got to remove this snake's cage furnishings. I've got to pull that hide out and a couple other things. Because if I don't, we're probably going to miss it. Because the last time we tried this, she shot across there like grease lightning, hit the rat. We didn't even have the damn camera set quick enough. I mean, so it's a little tricky. But I'm going to unlock this and open this up and pull this out. And I'll tell you, putting these damn things together is tricky. I mean, breeding them, because when you introduce one to the other one, they bite each other. I mean, for some reason, just Bothrops, I've seen Bothrops kill each other. But literally, it's the feeding response of the females is so strong. Anything that's moving, they're hitting it. I mean, they're not even picking up a damn heat signature. They're just striking at anything that moves. I'm sure you guys have seen maybe in my past videos, I open this door, she comes shooting out of here with her mouth wide open. That's probably what she's going to do now. But, and that's why I'm always really careful introducing the male into her cage or her into the male's cage, because they got such a strong feeding response and they bite each other and they got the capability of killing each other, you know. But I'm going to take this, all right, let me get that out of there. And you'll see she didn't do it today. Good. But, see, I use my tools for everything, guys. You gotta make sure you use your tools for everything. Alright, and we'll get that water bowl out of there too, just so we don't miss nothing. Now I'm going to go ahead and close her back up and stand way back. She's getting big. Close that one up. And now...
Oh, there she goes.
Did she? Yeah, see that? She just shot across there. Yeah, I mean, Bothrops ain't no joke. they're freaking dangerous. But okay, I'm gonna move the other camera over here. Dee, bring me that bucket with them rats in it, babe.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna set this right there.
Now, when you talked about they can kill each other, did you read the article that I just printed?
No, I know you told me that you printed another article about BMV.
Well, I wanted to ask you because I found it interesting. I didn't realize that snakes
Keep talking,
were
babe. I'm listening. I'm getting my
immune
tongs.
to their own venom. That most all snakes were immune to their own venom. Even
they have a resistance to their own venom.
okay, so resistance, not immune.
Some people will call it immunity. Some will call it a resistance. But they have a resistance to it. Remember the rattlesnakes bit each other?
Right.
And their
right.
heads swelled all up, and you were like, "Is it gonna die?" I'll give it 4 or 5 hours and be fine.
Well, in this article, they talked about other than bite placement, they were in a lab setting, and it was during mating of the Moojeni, and they were finding a high mortality rate when they bit each other. So they did a study, and
How many pairs did they have in it?
they had 13 total, but they only had 3 females. And what they found was it was the 2 females had such variability in the components of the venom that they were hotter, and they were the reason that
And they were killing the males.
They were killing the males.
That's because they weren't introducing them the right way. You know how I reach in and
Desensitized.
I desensitize them and all that, and I feed them. I feed them before I put them together, because if they've got such a feeding response. But you printed that for me, right?
Yeah, I printed it. I thought it was really interesting because I didn't know that there was other animals like mongoose and hedgehog. It said squirrels, even a possum.
Oh yes, possums are immune to venom.
That's, so how is it? Isn't one of these rattlesnakes?
Canebrake.
They have
Squirrels.
squirrels.
Yeah.
So is that? Is it true or?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's probably why the southern form of the timber rattlesnake, the canebrake rattlesnake, its venom has evolved to be a type A venom, so it can knock a squirrel down.
So
everything evolves. It fits back in place. But the northern timber, it's not going to kill a big gray squirrel like a canebrake, like a southern timber will. They feed on chipmunks and birds and different things. These guys feed on squirrels and rabbits down here.
I just think that's fascinating because I've seen where they get the big swelling somewhere and then all of a sudden it's better, and I didn't realize that they actually had resistance.
Dina has seen, when you keep this many venomous snakes, she's seen snakes bite each other, and it happens. And that's why I go
and it's upsetting.
That's why I go through great lengths to keep things from biting each other. Because when you keep things in pairs, you got to separate them when you're feeding them and all that. Because they light each other up sometimes. And you do everything you can to keep your animals safe. And they'll swell up. And I've had animals die, but not too many. Maybe in the past 30 years, I might have lost 4 or 5 animals because another one bit each other, But, that's not bad I've probably had 4,000 or 5,000 animals in the past 35 years.
And that's probably bite placement, right?
And that can attribute to bite placement. Did it say anything about bite placement?
No, because they didn't know what was happening in the lab during the mating. They just noticed that other Bothrops that they were mating and then, doing the venom extraction would bite each other and nothing happened. And they said it's a well-known fact that they're resistant to their own venom. But 90% or some crazy number with the Moojeni.
Yeah.
And then they went on to explain why it's a category 1 with the World Health Organization. It's so medically relevant because...
Moojeni venom's important.
And, antivenom won't work if there's such a difference in their venom, right?
Yeah, because in BMV, the damn...
Bothrops Moojeni Venom.
But in BMV, literally Bothrops Moojeni Venom, it's it's varying from location to location, but they're finding that it's varying in actual species in the same location. And it could be the age of the animal. That's why I keep doing this, because I want to know, is it because they're younger, is it older? So that's why I'm doing the venom test on live rodents.
The female's 330 milligram yield, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that super high?
That's a big yield.
Yeah.
Of course, females are a little bigger, males are a little smaller, but the female's putting out a lot of hurt juice. But for some freaking reason, the females seem to be hotter. They're more venomous.
So I bet you she lets go, like you said. I mean, why should she hold on?
This is my theory. Hang on to me, baby.
She's got a lot of hurt juice.
This is my theory. My theory is that the bigger ones are biting and letting go because they know that they're not going to risk injury. Okay? I mean, rodents are mean. I mean, I've seen rodents punch holes in snakes. I've seen rodents kill snakes. I've seen them bite them in the right place and a snake die of an infection a week later. But I'm gonna tell you something. I think that they're biting and letting go 90% of the time, because when they're bigger, their venom has evolved. It's a lot hotter, even though they're giving a lot more juice, but they're eating a bigger prey item. I truly believe that, and I'm gonna prove this. I truly believe that they're biting and letting go, so they're not gonna risk injury. And the little ones aren't. That venom hasn't evolved yet. The peptides, the polypeptides, the proteins, the enzymes hasn't evolved yet for that quick to bite release where the prey item won't make it off too far, where they'll lose it. That's why they're hanging on, even though they're killing very quick. I mean, you see that,
smaller.
And the yield is smaller, and they're hanging on. But I'm gonna tell you, 90% of the time, they bite and they let go.
It's not going to go very far.
And it doesn't go very far. It's pretty quick. But honey, I'm gonna feed these things.
Yeah, I'm backing away from.
Sorry, y'all. Miss Dina's taking over the channel. All right.
Not even close.
Well, Miss Dina's reading the articles because she's going to be the venom expert. I'm just going to take care of the snakes. But all right, babe. I'm going to bring the other camera over and we'll set this up. And I got my rodents here, and we're going to drop this in. Okay, we're going to test our theory with this Bothrops Moojeni adult female. Now we've done it with the little ones, and they strike and they hang on. But for some reason, my adults will normally strike. Oh, she proved me wrong, and she's hanging on. Unbelievable. Normally, she'll bite it and turn it loose, but she bit it and she's hanging on. So I think it's snake preference. I don't know. I'll have to try it with several species. She got a piece of mulch in her mouth there. I'm gonna pull that out. Give me that. There you go. Got a little piece there too. But she bit it and she's hanging on. So I don't know. Normally she'll bite them and release them. So it just goes to show you, we don't know why they do it, the reasons why, when, how come. It's confusing. But 90% of the time when I feed this animal, she bites it and releases it and then goes after it after it's perished. So we'll see how the male does. And she dispatched that thing pretty quickly, so she proved me wrong. And that's why we do these little experiments. The more we see, the more we learn. Well, she didn't waste any time, did she? Okay, that rodent is history. I'm just going to ease back here and we're going to let her swallow that thing. Okay, let's test this. Oh, see, now he bit it and released it. Where versus the female bit it and she held on. And now this is normally what they do as adults. What I've been seeing as feeding behavior. I've been watching the adults bite and release versus the young ones and the sub-adults been biting and hanging on. But of course the female, she bit it and hung on. Now, she's gravid also. So is that a factor in this? I mean, who knows? But I'll tell you, the male, he bit it and released it. And you see, he's dispatching it very quickly. That mouse it's just about history. And there it goes. There's the stretch. And notice, he hasn't even moved from his spot. He bit it. He's that confident. He knows he's envenomated it. He knows he's going to dispatch it very quickly. And that's it. All right, buddy. So, my theory is that some of the adults will bite it and release it because they're confident enough that their venom is toxic enough to dispatch that rodent very quickly, and they're not going to risk injury. But you know, you watch the Lachesis, and Lachesis will bite it, the Bushmasters, and they hang on every time. I very seldomly see a Bushmaster bite a prey item and release it. Once in a while, the Mudas will do it, Lachesis muda. But the Melanosophila, you know, the blackheads and the Stenophrys, they bite it and they hang on like pit bulls. But with a lot of the Bothrops, what I've been seeing is that the young ones, and I produce a lot of babies here at Venom Central, you know, the babies and the damn sub-adults, they'll bite a prey item and hang on to it. And the adults will do both. They'll bite and release and bite and hang on. And I need to do this experiment about 50 more times and then do the numbers and see what the percentages are. But that was cool. He bit it and dispatched it very quickly. And the mouses perished. Maybe he'll give us a little fang stretch. That was awesome, wasn't it? I didn't think she was going to hang on. She proved me wrong. And it took a little longer than normal to kill that rodent. And that's what's interesting. The male bit and released like normal and killed it almost instantly. I mean, killed it very quickly. So I'm going to keep running these and I'm going to come up with some numbers. But if you're new to the channel, hit the V logo and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and come on back to Venom Central. This is Willie checking out. Later.